Hi everyone. On April 29th, the Holy Orthodox Church celebrates the memory of the holy martyrs of Lazeti. Now Lazeti is an area in the southwestern region of Georgia and in the northeastern area of Turkey. The place was solidly Orthodox for a long time because of the efforts of the Apostle Andrew, who made the first incursions into that region and began the conversion of the people there. However, as we've talked about before, and as has happened in many instances in the past 400 or 500 years, this region underwent a dramatic change because both of the efforts of Islam to cause the Orthodox people to apostatize, or because of the Roman Catholics who were actually trying to convert the Orthodox. Now, many in that region ended up in forcible conversions to Islam, and some actually became Catholics as well, although it is said that they did this with their minds, but not with their hearts. At any rate, it was a very, very difficult situation for many years, so much so that even in the early 1600s, between, say, 1600 and 1620, we know of 300 martyrs, particularly in that region, who were either beheaded or killed in other ways because of their refusal to leave the Holy Orthodox faith. Of course, the problems that the Orthodox Church has had with Islam go back many, many years, and the stories are legion about how various saints either would not convert for one reason or another and met their deaths because of that, or actually gave into the pressure to convert, later repented, went back and felt bad about what they had done, so much so that they felt that they needed to atone for this by spiritually training and then going in and confessing Christ boldly while denouncing Islam. This also, of course, ended up in their deaths. And so this region of Georgia and also northeast Turkey were no exceptions to this general rule. Now, what is interesting about this area is that in recent years there have been lines of communication established again with the people of Lazeti, or the Laz people as they are called, and many conversions have occurred from people who probably had Orthodoxy in their blood and their families, many hundreds of years before. In fact, we're hearing now of thousands of conversions which are taking place in southwest Georgia and even in the northeastern areas of Turkey. Of course, in this day and age, it could be a very, very serious thing to do so, perhaps even more serious than it was back in the early 1600s, when so many martyrdoms apparently occurred, besides the ones that we just mentioned, for that 200-year period. And what many of the Georgians are finding now with their reconnectedness with the Laz people are stories about some of these things that happened, some of these martyrdoms that took place so many, many years ago. And increased missionary efforts in that portion of the country of Georgia are bearing great, great fruit. In fact, one could consider that perhaps in all of Europe and Asia, that this is one area where the most successful conversions of Islamic people is happening as they are coming to Christ. Many of them returning to the faith of their ancestors, many discovering Christ, of course, for the first time. The Catholicos Patriarch Ilya II has been paying close attention to the things that have been coming out of this region and listening to the many stories. And so he decided actually in 2018 that he was going to recognize all of not only the 300 martyrs, but all of the martyrs of this particular region that have happened in the last 400 years or so. And so April 29th was to be the day of their dedication, the day of their remembrance. It's nice to hear these types of stories, particularly from whole regions that had disavowed their Orthodox faith by force, by fear, for whatever reason. But yet, the power, the strength of their faith that was there initially, although they may have faltered, has remained from one generation to another generation, only needing a certain rekindling of that tiny little spark which brings back to life all of the memories and all of the sadness and all of the renewed energy in trying to follow Christ in an area where it is still very, very difficult to do so. Well, we do know that the seed of the church is the blood of the martyrs. That's always been that way from earliest days. And so may it be also in the wonderful country of Georgia and even in the northernmost parts of Turkey, that the light of Christ again shines brightly for all of the world to see in that area.